Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Chad, back here over on some more XDefiant. Sorry I didn't post any multiverses today. I was planning on it just for some variety's sake. I've gotten up way too late, and multiverses, if I start getting my ass whooped, I'm gonna get pissed. XDefiant, I know that I'll be good. Or not. This little update just ended up fixing some back-end stuff, a little bit of matchmaking stuff here and there, but generally nothing gameplay related yet. I picked up a little bit of Black Adam yesterday over on Multiverses just because I thought it was actually pretty cool. He's pretty fun, and he actually seems decently strong, or at least, well, stronger than Jason anyway. Although I don't think it's very hard to be better than Jason. He doesn't seem like he even works in this game. He doesn't fit. And then any of the other larger characters that are considered slower, like Iron Giant, for example. Iron Giant's completely disabled because he's completely broken. He has a bunch of infinite loops that people have been abusing and stuff, and the thing is, like, multiple characters actually have infinite loops over on Multiverses, so I guess Iron Giant's was just too egregious and too easy and replicatable that, like, they just had to disable him until he's fixed. A lot of people talk about the slowdown of the game, but personally, I think Multiverses before the changes and stuff was actually, like, kind of mindless. Yeah, it was really fast, looked kind of crazy and stuff, but realistically, people weren't actually doing anything, like, mechanically insane. People were straight up they would attack and then just spam a bunch of dodges over and over and over again until they attack again. That was the entire thing. So the majority of matches, obviously at a pro level, there's a little bit more to it. The base level, people just sat there and just spam over and over and over again until they attack. That's it. This game, it feels like it's a little bit more, you do things with a lot more purpose now. You can't just keep spamming the dodge thing and the invulnerability over and over and over again just because you did something stupid. Because before you would sit there, swing, and the recovery frames on things just barely matter. Because the windows were so small, you could just throw some unsafe stuff out there and then just spam your dodges. Going back and looking at the gameplay, you're like, wow, holy shit, the game was way faster. But it just looks like a spam fest, because it is. I think the speed now, it has a lot more upsides to it, where it's actually calculated and you actually have to think about what you're going to use. With that said, I think that slowdown also ended up creating a lot of those infinite loops. Because of the way that characters recover a little bit slower and the way that things hit and land on your character and affect your character and stuff now, like a real fighting game, where you have to actually think about frame data and stuff, it resulted in being able to loop things. Oh, they all left. They tried their hardest by throwing themselves over onto that objective over and over again as well. But yeah, and also a whole lot of creators that were invited to that Elden Ring DLC preview thing a couple weeks back. Those people were not allowed to actually record at those things. As far as my knowledge goes, they were not allowed to actually record. So any and all gameplay and stuff that people are showing, real actual gameplay, there's a lot of it, don't get me wrong, but it's all pre-picked footage and it's all the same footage. So any extra information that you're getting from people outside of what From Software is comfortable with people seeing, those people would have had to take notes and stuff like that and try to piece things together that way. That's the most that they could have done. So there are people out there that definitely, you know, took a whole bunch of notes, gave a lot more details and stuff on it, like Vati took a whole lot of notes during that time. I think that they all had like about 3 hours or so of gameplay. 3 hours of game time, I should say. And don't worry, I'm not going into spoilers or anything like that, but looking at the gameplay, like, oh, it's exactly how I imagined. I know that a lot of people out there are like, dude, I don't want anything spoiled from me. I'm not gonna watch anything. I'm unsubscribing from all these channels so I don't see anything. All right, man, you do you, but I mean, it's inevitable. So right there at the start on a lot of these From Software games, especially Elden Ring, it was a magical time right at the start of the game's release when there were no guides out there. There was no one showing anything on how to do anything. The entire community was learning together. The same thing is going to happen here with this DLC. Even though some people were able to play it, you know, for 3 hours total or whatever, and they definitely know more details than other people, and they got to experience a bit more. Again, it's still only 3 hours. That time goes very quickly whenever you're playing Elden Ring, especially when you're lost and just exploring around and shit. So I'm not too worried about it. I'll watch any and all breakdown videos, all the gameplay ahead of time. It's still not going to ruin my actual experience with the game itself, because it's my playthrough, which can be entirely different from other people's stuff. They had gameplay from like all these different new weapons and stuff that we've seen in the trailers, just a little bit more gameplay, and you get to see like an actual, like, some boss fights and stuff. It looks amazing in terms of like visuals. It looks great. Beautiful. Lots of different environments. It's Elden Ring, you know what I mean? The general stuff that we're expecting, it's there and it's very real. After seeing the gameplay, I'm only more excited for shit. If you guys want to go and sit there and hold that objective, you got it. I'm not trying to break that shit. They just had a Godzilla -1 over on Netflix as well. They were saying it's like the most pirated movie. Well, I mean, usually I see a lot more movies in full-blown HD pretty quickly on the internet. And for whatever reason, you could not watch Godzilla -1 way longer than other movies. For whatever reason, it took forever for people to get the actual high-quality version of it. That isn't just somebody like recording it in a theater somewhere. So, I mean, of course it got pirated. People are coming back to check for an HD version. Now people get to watch it in all of its glory. Good movie. I still think Shin Godzilla is still my favorite Godzilla version Shin, though, anyway. I just like the whole premise of Shin Godzilla. The fact that he transforms and has these different forms where he's trying to adapt and he's actually in pain. I don't know, I like it. I swear it feels like people's flamethrowers always go way further than my flamethrower on XDefiant. Their flamethrower has like 30 meters of reach, meanwhile mine has 10. Really weird. Stop crouching, you suck. If I have a full auto, I just spray your dumb ass down. Stop crouching. My BattleNet randomly opened up, which made it stop recording. I really hope that they fix this shadow play thing soon. I'm able to have it full screen and stuff right now while recording this, but if I tap out, it still just doesn't work. So fucking bad. It's so crazy. They literally have like one of the biggest values on the entire market, and their software straight up doesn't work. I don't understand. Billions, trillions of dollars, Eden. People keep talking about this bunny hop nerf like it's gonna stop people from bunny hopping entirely. That's not what it's gonna do. It's just gonna add a penalty. You can still bunny hop the same, it's just gonna add a penalty to the thing. If you played the beta, you know what the nerf is. It's not gonna be any different. They're not gonna change the actual movement speed of everything or like the way that everything is flowing with momentum and stuff. That would just make the game feel bad. They're just going to add a penalty for doing this thing where you hop around like this. They will still jump around. So if you think that this whole change is gonna come and all of a sudden all of this jumping around and shit is just gone, no, that's not what's gonna happen. It's part of the game. The penalty is just gonna make it more difficult to stay on target. That's it. Homelander MK1 video now. Yes, sorry, I'm not interested. But I really don't want to play Mortal Kombat right now. I just have to say it, the whole cameo system just made it so cringy. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, you could call it skill issue, whatever, fine, but I'm just not gonna play the game. It doesn't really matter. Cameos in Mortal Kombat just, first of all, it scared a lot of the casual players away, and I wouldn't say that I'm not casual in fighting games. I play them, I practice a little bit. I play video games for a living, so sure, I have a whole lot of time, but I never try to attempt to go pro or go to some insane level where I'm really, really good. I've hit blue rank over on Tekken, which is like the new high-ish average. You could compare it to like platinum or something like that. It's like, it's better than average, but nothing really insane. You just have to like practice at least a little bit, have some game knowledge, and you get there for free. The cameos generally are corny as fuck, mostly because of the way that like the base characters are designed around them. There are certain characters in the game that straight up operate completely fine without a cameo helping them, and the cameo is just a cherry on top. Meanwhile, other characters are completely useless without cameos. Say they just remove the cameos out of the game completely, Sub-Zero would be even worse off, and he literally has 2 different cameos that make him fine. Meanwhile, other characters still manage to be top 5 even without cameo. And I hate the fact that cameos are used as this way to like, people are just throwing unsafe shit out there just for the sake of it, doing the math and then just using a move to cover the unsafe move over and over and over and over again into each other's guard until somebody inevitably gets bored and impatient enough to go and do something that isn't boringly safe. Fuck that shit. Just rinse your hands clean of MK1, guys, and move on. Make another one. Never do this cameo bullshit ever again. Disagree or not, even if I am wrong, anyone that just sat there and abused the same old plus frames brainless bullshit over and over and over again.
Active camo.
Okay, everyone's flanking. Got it. So we're basically not flanking anymore. We just changed our front line. Very smart. Favorite is when the entire team decides, hey, we're just gonna all flank, not realizing that it's no longer flank anymore if everybody is doing it. Oh man. Oh man.
Medic! Anybody?
It's a shame that the rotation speeds are faster than the reaction times. Still got player of the game. Embarrassingly close for the level discrepancies too between our team. My shit just straight up stopped recording when the game ended. Okay, yeah, I'm done.